about twice as large as the Earth, orbits closely around its star, and is blazingly hot. While in visible light, it's easily lost in the glare of the star. Its thermal glow in the infrared makes it stand out much more vividly. Watching as the planet passes behind the star, astronomers have detected a slight dip in brightness using NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope. This is the first direct measurement of the brightness of such a small planet.
Seems like just as the comet Ison story is dying down, asterisk, we got Planet X, or the sun's binary companion, showing up again. Now, I want to be quick to point out that those who debunk are serial debunkers have pointed out that this is a lens flare from Venus, and it appears about once a year in the cameras. And then everybody freaks out and loses their minds. It's like, oh my God, Nibiru's coming. Now, where it does seem more proclaimed each year, I'm a little bit skeptical personally, because I'm wondering, all right, dude, this really was a planet star 6 times the size of Jupiter. Wouldn't it have some type of a effect on our solar system? Like, wouldn't the orbits of the solar system be going haywire wild? I mean, I admit, when you look at these photographs and the images, it's extremely freaky deaky, super freaky deaky. And someone has even pointed out that you can almost see a bow shock in the photographs. But I'm still like, hey, dude, shouldn't we be able to kind of see it a little? I mean, every once in a while. I mean, that thing is massive. Giant, gigantormous. Even if it's scattered, smothered, and covered in a giant cloud of oxide dust. You know, we should still be able to see it. Well, you know, with everything going on nowadays, who knows, man? But so, on the side of it being a lens flare, or this not being a solar body, one, shouldn't we be seeing a lot of national disasters? Also, I mean, I think we could see it every once in a while. As far as it being real, nothing would surprise me nowadays. And as our good friend Amy Mainzer has pointed out in the future, she loves the star orrery. And so it seems like almost all yellow stars have some type of a red star companion. And the thing imaged in here looks about the same size as Tachi and Hercolubus. And Hercolubus is just really fun to say. Say it, Hercolubus. Hercolubus. Now, the kids may enjoy the Nibiru myths. I prefer the old mythologies. For example, Tai Chi is the nickname given to a hypothetical gas giant located in the solar system's Oort cloud, first proposed by astrophysicists John Batiste, Patrick Whittam, Daniel Whitmire, and they argued the evidence of Tai Chi's existence can be seen in a supposed bias in the points of origin from long-period comets. Well, we haven't seen any new long-period comets lately, have we? Oh, hey, wait. Then there's always Nemesis. It's a hypothetical red dwarf star, brown dwarf star if you're colorblind, originally postulated in 1984 to be orbiting the sun at a distance of about 1.5 light years, somewhat beyond the Oort cloud. And it was said to explain the perceived cycle of mass extinctions in the geological record, which seem to occur more often at intervals of 26 million years. Oh, hey, did you know as of 2012, over 1,800 brown dwarfs have been identified, and none of them are inside our solar system? And they have proposed that if there was a red dwarf star or a brown dwarf, the WISE infrared sky survey mission, in its movement verifying parallax measurements, would be expected to find it. And we all know Amy Mainzer and NASA would have told us, hey, yeah, we found it. Everybody freak out. So they haven't told us. So I guess we should feel good. Now, Hercolubus. Why does it seem like everything in celestial physics has sexual undertones? Now, Hercolubus, in 1999, V.M. Rabolu wrote in Hercolubus, or the Red Planet, that Barnard's star is actually a planet known to the ancients as Hercolubus, which reportedly came dangerously close to Earth in the past, destroying Atlantis, and was going to come back again. Nancy, leader, is a big fan of his work, though I don't trust her because in like 2004 she told everybody to eat their dogs. And if you want to lose me, tell me to eat dogs, man. You know? This article, which I'll link to you, and it's really good, goes on to say that in Gnosis, this planet is known as Hercolubus. In the Bible, the planet is referred to as Wormwood, while modern astronomers have named it Barnard's star. Hercolubus is about 600 times the size of Earth. As the orbits of the planets get closer, their gravitational and magnetic fields exert forces on one another. Barnard's star is about 6 light years from us. And if that isn't crazy enough, about 2 weeks ago, British astronomers reported that they had found the 2 oldest brown dwarfs in our galaxy. And the picture they use in all the articles shows the massive brown dwarf kind of like lurking and hovering over our solar system, which is interesting. Man, professional astronomers sure have an interesting sense of humor. It's kind of sense of humor where like nobody laughs and they think that's funny. Will you guys do me a favor? Will you teach your children to be nice to the geeks and the nerds? Because maybe if everybody would be nice to the scientist kids, when they grow up, they'll have better social interactions with people. Unlike in other walks of life, the galaxy's oldest members move much faster than its younger population, said lead author Dr. David Pinfield. Stars near to the sun are made up of 3 overlapping populations: the thin disk, the thick disk, and the halo. All right, fast-moving brown dwarfs, lens flares, parallax, space ducks, and then there's always blue Kachina and red Kachina. Or then there's always, on this article NASA had, to where Halloween was completely unrelated, they had a giant picture of a giant pumpkin. And everybody knows the pumpkin is the largest star in the universe. And hey, look what I caught. At the bottom of the pumpkin, there's an ad in this astronomy article where it shows a young woman getting a gift of shoes. And at the very bottom it says, powered by service. What is that? Is science trying to say that if women want shoes, they gotta service somebody? I am offended, science. Oh, and they went to Bernard Starr on Star Blazers, which was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. That show was badass. Nothing like having a space battleship and a space girlfriend that can fly a plane. Happy Sunday. We'll stay on top of this. All right, God bless everybody. Okay, so thanks. Hey, you, pretty young lady, come here. Give me a kiss. Why does it seem like everything in celestial physics has sexual undertones?
The star is surrounded by a vast disk of gas, dust, and comet-like bodies that we view edgewise. We know of one planet in there too. It's a giant planet tracking along an orbit nearly as large as Saturn's. I'm part of a team studying Beta Pix disk using the ALMA Observatory in Chile. We've found something odd. A belt of carbon monoxide gas centered about 3 times farther from the star than Neptune's distance from the Sun. The total amount of gas is about 1/6 the mass of all the water in Earth's oceans. What's interesting is that incoming ultraviolet light should break up the carbon monoxide molecules in little more than a century on average. This means that the carbon monoxide must be resupplied by the breakup of icy comets. To produce the amount of gas we detect, we're looking at the equivalent of the total destruction of a large comet every 5 minutes. From our data, we can tell that much of the carbon monoxide is in 1 or 2 massive clumps, which was very surprising. Because we're viewing the disk edge-on, we can't be sure if it's 1 or 2. Regardless, the comet supplying the gas must also be concentrated into clumps. How could this happen? If there is 1 clump, we think we're seeing the aftermath of a collision between 2 icy planets about the mass of Mars. Such a collision would have occurred about 500,000 years ago, releasing large quantities of gas and small comet-like fragments. The second, and we think more likely scenario, is that the carbon monoxide exists in 2 clumps and is continually replenished by collisions in huge comet swarms. We believe the comets are shepherded together by an as-yet undetected second planet, whose gravity confines the comets into a small region so they frequently collide. A planet with roughly Saturn's mass could do the job. Other observations hint that the brightest clump is moving in a way that makes the 2-clump scenario more likely. Further observations will track it in better detail and help us confirm.
Chatty Dad 1 coming at ya. I just saw a story the other day about this showing up at New Marin Station. Well, you remember I did a video about a year ago about this object. It looks bigger here. It looks like it's approaching. It looks like it's come a ways since the last video I took. And now they're making, quite a deal about this. The first time they've seen it, blah, blah. All of y'all know that we saw this planet a year ago. I did a video on that, but there's some really interesting videos that I've seen. I think this is going to be the year of Nibiru. Just right here. This is Marshall Masters, and this is Bluebonnet, what he's calling Bluebonnet. The blue star Kachina is what he believes this object is. This is his object of interest. This here is the lens flare that he's showing. But this is no lens flare. He's been taking several pictures of this thing. There it is again. And it shows in a few pictures its moon. These are some more pictures, and you know, you can see it through the clouds even shining there. It's quite bright. You know, a lot of people see this and they don't want to see it because this means big trouble. The closer it gets, the more earth changes we're going to see. And we're going to experience these things. But all of us who read the Bible know that these things have to come to pass. This has happened before, and this will happen again. This is all, you know, part of the workings of our universe. But these are some really, really good pictures of Bluebonnet, what he's calling it. These others that I'll show you, they're calling it Nibiru. I don't know for sure what it is, but he believes it's the blue star Kachina, and the red star Kachina is not too far behind. He's saying that we should be able to all see it clearly here in July, August of this year. I mean, you can already see it clearly. And there's some other magnificent pictures. I mean, look at this. It almost looks like you can see the moons. Here in another video, you can absolutely see the moons on it. But these are the best ones that I've found, and there is a lot of them. These are not what we've been seeing. Here's one, here's the moon here, and here's the diagram of blue star Kachina and the moon. And it's going to light up when they're in conjunction with this planet. There's the second one. And he's showing the movement and the rotation of it there. You can barely see it there. Or maybe this is it here. That's not a very good picture of it. There's a lot of stuff in the way. Here's this one here, down here. Quite a lot of clouds on that day. But you can see in conjunction with the planet, the moon, or the prevalent moon here. Now this was a camera that was taken pictures by a volcano, so it was, you know, recording the volcano, and it, you know, captured this in the background. And here's this and the moon again. I wanted you guys to see it one more time. It's very, very, and very neat. Really cool. I mean, what a time we live in. We're going to get to see this thing close. We're going to get to see what people haven't been able to see. Most people that lived on this earth have not been able to see this kind of thing. They have not been able to witness the stuff that we are witnessing. And this is his website here. You can go there and check this out. It's really neat. This is another person that caught a bunch of pictures of this thing, and he's moving down, showing the time it's moving. And it's moving a little bit to the right, and that's what Marshall Masters was showing, that it goes to the right and to the left and up and down as well, like kind of like a corkscrew. You'll see in the demonstration that he gives. It makes a lot of sense when you'll see it. Now these people have seen this thing. This guy here has been videoing this thing for weeks now, for a couple of weeks, and he's seen, the first time he saw it, he thought it was a UFO. But now he knows that it's not a UFO, that it is a planet, and he can go right outside and pick it up. He knows right where it's at, and he goes and films it. This is a compilation of the best of his pictures. And in this one you can clearly see the moons. And for some reason it turns into this looking thing. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty amazing. But some of these cameras that they have nowadays are just unbelievable. Really good. And there it is there, kind of with a fog around it or a buzz around it or something. I don't know if that's electrical or what. And you can kind of see one of the moons there, it looks like. See the two? There's two of them. That's what he sees when he zooms in, is that this thing doesn't, it isn't just one object, but it's several. And you'll see that. It's still in the two there. There it's three. See? 1, 2, 3. These are really good pictures. And like I say, he's got several videos of this thing. I mean, more than an hour's worth of footage on different days. And he's going to be watching it, and he's going to be taking pictures. He's in Texas. And both of these shots are the same. I mean, all three of these, this thing is about the same place in the sky that Marshall Masters' bluebonnet is at. There's three. You look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's amazing. And then some puff of mist or something up there. That seems to be going along with these planets, moons, whatever they are. He says he knows they're not UFOs because he's gone out for over a week now and filmed these things. And they follow the same pattern every day. They're right, right after sun, right there at sundown, right to the right of the sun. Both pictures, the same thing. Look at this. The year of Nibiru, y'all. And we're going to see more and more of these amazing pictures and this amazing footage as time gets further and further approaches. And like I said, it turns into this. It's quite amazing. I don't know what in the world that is. I don't know if it's sun reflection or what, but it's pretty neat. And this is why he thought it was UFOs. Is because it turned into this on him. Now, I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's pretty amazing. Just unbelievable, this stuff. But it's not fake. This is the second video. This isn't Marshall Masters. This is no, I'm sorry. This is Music Player, 1979. This is the guy here that you just saw his video. This is Planet X Nibiru the Rising. Now this is the 100 Sev Gillum. This is the one where he took pictures more and more, it was going down. And this is Marshall Masters' website here. So go there and check these sites out. And like I said, there's many more. And here is our friends down in the South Pole and Numer Station. Just really, really good picture of it this time. It showed itself for a few more frames. And it looks bigger to me. What is this? It ain't the moon. We've shown that it's not the moon. And it ain't the moon here. They know that it's not the moon. They've checked. Because this also showed up on Before It's News. This story did. But pretty neat, huh? What a time we live in. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. And this is that one. Go there and check it out. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. This is Chatty Dad 1. God bless and good luck to us all. Never give up your guns, because your rights will go right with them. Pray for our country. We need it bad. We need all the help we can get. Love y'all. Y'all take care. This is Chatty Dad 1, over and out.
Author and publisher of Planet X Forecast and 2012 Survival Guide, and the publisher of Yowza.com. This video complements the related articles on our site. We encourage you to visit Yowza.com to familiarize yourself with our YouTube disclosure vetting protocol, so that you can vet this information yourself. Then you be the judge. What we now call Planet X was known to the ancients by many names, such as Nibiru, Destroyer, and Frightener. They've warned us to prepare, as well we should. As you will see in this video, there is highly credible information now coming to light, warning us that Planet X has been found, is under observation, and is coming our way. Benjamin Franklin once said, "We must hang together, gentlemen, else we shall most assuredly hang separately." In that spirit, we wish to say that the time has come for truth, forgiveness, and personal responsibility. For this reason, we are calling for legislation that provides both government agencies and individuals with blanket immunity for disclosures on this vital subject. And now, our South Pole Telescope Planet X Nibiru Disclosure Report for May 2008 begins with the most hotly debated disclosure, the one by Nibiru Shock 2012. February 20th, 2008, a YouTube user by the name of Nibiru Shock 2012 posted a video with leaked Planet X images taken by the South Pole Telescope at the Edmondson Scott Station in Antarctica. It offered us a first glimpse of Planet X. On March 3rd, 2008, Nibiru Shock posted a second video with projections of when this object will be visible, plus enhanced images that revealed the satellites orbiting this object. In a private dialogue with Yowza.com, the original Nibiru Shock 2012 revealed that he and the other members of his disclosure group had come under intense pressure from irate intelligence agencies and that they feared for their safety. After that, the original Nibiru Shock 2012 vanished, and this left us with one simple problem. How could we corroborate this report via a credible, independent source? To make matters even worse, an imposter assumed the persona of Nibiru Shock 2012 and posted the Amazing X configuration video on March 21st, 2008. Keep in mind that stealing someone's identity is very easy when you're inside the system, because in essence, you are the system. The result is that since March 2008, a massive disinformation campaign has been waged against the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 videos. All of this has been documented and analyzed by Yowza.com, and we've made our findings public on our site. In support of those articles, we also produced a video summary for YouTube entitled Nibiru Planet X Photos taken January 2008 Study Findings. In further support of all our videos and articles, we've likewise made a public, detailed explanation of our YouTube disclosure vetting protocol. Admittedly, it is a first of a kind, so we encourage interested members of the public to use it as a reference point for creating their own personalized vetting protocol. All this being said and done, confusion in this matter has continued to reign due to an intense disinformation campaign being waged against the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 disclosure videos. As we previously reported on Yowza.com, we believe that the original Nibiru Shock 2012 was silenced, and that the Amazing X configuration video is a cheap hoax produced by an imposter that is now operating the persona. This same imposter is now using the above top secret website to declare himself a hoaxer. What we are seeing is a consistent pattern of disclosure, after which the whistleblowers mysteriously declare themselves to be a hoax with all the sincerity of a forced confession. In addition to the imposter's hoax video, another attack came from a YouTube user by the name of Self-Inform Your Mind. We performed an extensive comparative analysis between the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 videos and those of Self-Inform Your Mind. Our findings were that Self-Inform Your Mind is either a disinformation operative or a straw man. There are other attacks as well, most notably by a self-appointed vigilante debunker with the screen name of Project Storm. His reliance on abusive and vulgar language, plus his ad hominem attacks, only serves to paint him as an unstable individual and nothing more. What we suggest is that the viewer focuses on the Self-Inform Your Mind videos, as they are the products of a very polished and admittedly elegant disinformation campaign. A campaign that has three basic goals. First, to prevent the general public from connecting the dots by filling the medium with disinformation. Second, by using confusion to quickly isolate and remove any further disclosures. And third, by exhausting public attention. However, these Planet X disclosures are now coming at such a fast pace, the arguably elegant clampdowns such as the one conducted against the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 videos, has turned into a version of disinformation whack-a-mole. Consequently, this whole disclosure disinformation process has become fast and heavy-handed in nature, as we will soon see in our next analysis. On May 22, 2008, a YouTube user by the name of DNIR4808N posted a video titled Planet X Nibiru picture leaked from friend of STP crew. It featured several images of the South Pole telescope under construction plus a whole lot more. This user later admitted that he is dyslexic and meant to stay SPT instead of STP, as in the popular engine oil additive. However, this understandable error would pale in comparison with what happened next. The information in this video did not originate with the user, and so he made one fatal mistake. He named names, and the consequences were fatal. DNIR4808N's videos were removed on 23 May with the message, "This video has been removed by the user." Likewise, his YouTube account was terminated the same day with the message, "This account is closed." Also on May 23, 2008, a second YouTube user by the name of Mary KP Khan had uploaded a copy of that same video and met a similar fate. Apparently, Mary KP Khan resisted and was treated far less generously. Even though we believe it to be an honest mistake, DNIR4808N nonetheless violated the rightful privacy of the persons named in the video. We further wish to point out that this is not a negative reflection upon YouTube, which is a division of Google. In fact, the opposite is true. We are truly grateful to YouTube as well as to the founders of Google for providing this powerful netizen medium, and for doing a fair and diligent job of keeping the playing field as level as possible for all concerned. We also wish to recognize the many great YouTube users out there who have been following our work. Within an hour after DNIR4808N had posted his SPT disclosure video, messages began flooding into our email box. Thanks to our wonderful friends out there, we were able to download the video before it disappeared. That's not to say we're going to repeat an honest mistake by naming names too. In the immortal words of former President Bill Clinton, don't ask, don't tell. Yup, Bill, we get it. Besides, the names are irrelevant. Or to paraphrase Bill, it's the SPT imagery, stupid. And that's where DNI R4808N truly delivered the goods. Towards the end of the video, the real gem appeared, an alleged image of Planet X that, according to the date stamp, was acquired by the South Pole Telescope on May 14, 2008. Now the question was, is this genuine imagery? Because if it is, it could correlate to the images in the first two videos by Nibiru Shock 2012. And so we began the process of image analysis using the vetting protocol mentioned earlier in this program. Specifically, we began by looking to see if there were telltale signs of a Photoshop hoax. Upon closer observation, we could see that this was a natural object. No telltale Photoshop signs here. Whatever this is, God made it, or we wish He didn't. However, what we did determine was that the image in this video was something that had already been significantly magnified, or zoomed in. So we began looking for things that were not plainly obvious. Specifically, we wanted to see if there was anything following behind this object, as we know it has a tail. Even though this original had been significantly magnified at the time of its original capture, we wondered if we could tease out any new detail by shifting the colors. Well, bingo, there's a clear trail following behind this object. The next question was then obvious. If this is an image of Planet X acquired by the SPT, could it corroborate one of the early Nibiru Shock 2012 images? For the purpose of this comparison, we began with an image from the second Nibiru Shock 2012 video that shows the various satellites orbiting this massive body. We then began comparing the Nibiru Shock 2012 image with the one taken from the DNI R4808N video. By inverting the DNI R4808N image, we found that it revealed several satellites in orbit around Planet X, which appear aquamarine in color in this inverted image. The next step was to see if we could overlay this image with the Nibiru Shock 2012 image with any semblance of consistency. When we did, the results were impressive to say the least. Even though these two images were taken months apart, the consistencies between the two was sufficient to prove that both had been acquired from the same point of view. In this case, that would be the South Pole Telescope in Antarctica. Say what you will, but as far as we're concerned, it's good enough for government work. Thanks to DNIR 4808N's short-lived disclosure video, we now have independent verification of the South Pole Telescope images contained in the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 videos. Unfortunately, though, his video was short-lived and could arguably be disputed as hearsay. So while it offers independent verification of the first two Nibiru Shock 2012 videos, it is alone not strong enough for us to close the case. And this puts us back on the search for a highly credible image source. And as fate would have it, a completely new YouTube disclosure by a user called Power and Knowledge appeared, and it immediately offered the promise of smoking gun proof. 5th, 2006, an SPT disclosure video was made public by Power in Knowledge. This account now shows that it is closed and the video has been removed by the user. Like the other disclosure video we discussed earlier, this one was short-lived as well, but in its brief 24-hour lifespan received nearly 1,200 viewings before going dark. What impressed us about this video is that Power and Knowledge clearly sources it back to the South Pole Telescope. As with previous disclosures, it reveals Planet X and its satellites. However, this disclosure was a notable first of a kind. because it features image data in 2 different spectrum plus a false color image similar to the ones in the first 2 Nibiru Shock 2012 videos. We are presently analyzing these many images and will publish our findings in our next report. In the meantime, we feel that it is vital to document the massive and sudden disinformation attack that was launched against Power and Knowledge just 1 hour after he uploaded his video. Within the same span of time that Power and Knowledge was posting his South Pole Telescope disclosure video, another new YouTube user by the name of Cathers New uploaded a random collection of 232 other videos to YouTube. This was clearly a team effort, and I say that as a YouTube director. Consider the following. Within a 4-hour period of time, the Cathers New team uploaded a total of 232 unique videos. All were titled and given about data, and then uploaded to the YouTube servers, converted to the FLV file format, posted to the database, and indexed by the YouTube search engine, all within a span of 4 hours. Now, when you stop to think of it, 232 video uploads in just 4 hours is mighty impressive, especially when this was done by a user whose persona offers absolutely no information other than this user is 30 years old and joined YouTube on May 14, 2008. When we looked at the persona, we noticed that in the period between May 14th and May 25, this team posted absolutely no videos to the channel. Rather, this account was used, most likely, to harvest other videos from the YouTube system to use in this disinformation barrage. They then edited the content of these harvested videos and placed a promotional message at the end of each one. Every video harvested and edited by the Cathers New team was reposted with a promotion for the pokerquiz.org website. According to our Whois inquiry, this domain name was first registered for 1 year on March 7, 2008, and information about the registrant is protected by WhoisGuard. One notable video that was harvested and reposted within this promotional message batch by the Cathers New team was the very same video posted by Power and Knowledge just 1 hour earlier. Literally, with the clock ticking, the Cathers New team downloaded Power and Knowledge's video, then proceeded to edit out over 1 minute of content and added the pokerquiz.org promotion at the end. Then they posted it on YouTube with the exact same title, word for word, character for character, space for space, and with absolutely no attribution to Power and Knowledge. To YouTube's credit, they blacked out Cathers New's account within 24 hours after the attack. Again, thank you YouTube for keeping the playing field level. In our next report, we'll offer a detailed analysis of the full Power and Knowledge video. We hope you found value in the information we've brought you, and that it encourages you to start or continue your own independent investigation into these new SPT disclosure videos. For those of you out there doing your own independent research and sending us all those great tips, we want to show our appreciation by providing you with a convenient place to meet like-minded researchers so that you can share your thoughts and ideas with others. A little kibitzing around the water fountain, so to speak. So please check out our Planet X and 2012 Survivors Town Hall at planetxforecast.info, and you must be a member to view and post to these special topics. And a special note to our friends in the government. We want to acknowledge you because you know all too well what's in our future, and it's hard for you. You do what you do when you can, and oftentimes at risk to yourself. This is why we want you to know that we do appreciate you and want to leave you with this one final thought. This saga, like any novel, has many chapters. This chapter is a darkly lit one, but like all chapters, it too will come to an end. The next chapter will be yours, and we'll leave it on that note. So until the next time we meet, remember Marshall's motto, destiny comes to those who listen and fate finds the rest. So learn what you can learn, do what you can do, and never give up hope.